What up, what up? What's going on, guys? Your boy GS, and today I just wanted to do a recap on round one of the National Football League 2014 draft. It was quite an interesting day of drafting. Shout out to everybody who came through the live stream, the get together of the draft that we had. We showcased the entire, first round draft, and everybody was in there, and it was fun. We had, every team represented in there, and we was all discussing picks and, who we wanted and who we thought we should have had and things like that. So, this is just my take on the draft. My opinions, my thoughts. I would love to know in the comment section, what team, you're a fan of. Also, are you happy with your selection? First off, Jadeveon Clowney goes number 1 overall, and I selfishly wanted to see that happen so bad due to the fact that I think paired up with J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney is going to be a star. It's my opinion. Now, a lot of people, a lot of, sports analysis, a lot of people were saying that, he doesn't have heart, he doesn't have the desire, he doesn't have the efforts that you would like to see in a number 1 overall pick. He has amazing athletic talent. He's freakishly athletic. He's very quick, he's very fast, and they're not sure if the heart and will is there to match up with his talent. And I believe, this is just my opinion, but I believe if you are on J.J. Watt's defensive line, you will give nothing but 100%. I don't think him and Brian Cushing will allow him to not give nothing short of 100%. Now, it's going to be, I think, fun to watch them two, going in. Now, they have talks of, yesterday, the analysts were saying how Clowney could possibly, be used at some linebacker spots as well as, being down lineman, because, Texas runs a 3-4, and, Clowney and South Carolina. Well, I'm not big on college football. I really don't watch too much college football, but I believe it was South Carolina. If I'm wrong, don't sling me. But I know that he ran they were running a 4-3, and so there was some kind of like, we're not too sure how we fit in the scheme, but I just think he's going to be amazing to watch. I think that's going to be an amazing duo, paired up with J.J. Watt. Now, if anybody knows J.J. Watt, he is arguably the best defensive rusher in the game. Pure lineman. I'm not talking about, a linebacker like an Aldon Smith or like a Von Miller who rushes off the edge and getting sacked. No, I'm talking about just pure on-the-line type of guy getting sacks on a D-line. Arguably one of the best, if not the best. And you need to pay attention to that man. If there's anybody on that team that merits a double team, it's J.J. Watt. Clowney will get his opportunities. He couldn't have gone to a better team. Well, like I said, technically he could have. Yeah, he could have went to the Seahawks, which would have been a better team. But you guys know what I mean. For a number 1 overall pick, he couldn't have gone to a better defensive line. If you look at the top 10 picks, there's not a better defense than Texas. Texas were projected last year when the season started to go into the playoff, make some noise, possibly even Super Bowl contention. And yeah, we all know how that ended. But their defense is very good. If Brian Cushing can stay healthy, J.J. Watt is just a monster. Like I said, he's always, game plan for, a lot of double teams, keeping the running back in, his tight end to try and chip J.J. So I think Clowney will get his one-on-one matchups. I think he will get a lot of opportunities, and we'll see how he does. But I think that's a phenomenal pick for them. A lot of people were thinking they should have went quarterback, maybe Johnny Manziel, but I think they went with a very good pick. Number 2 was Robinson, offensive guard, and got to understand that I still believe in Bradford. I don't think Bradford is done or washed up. I definitely think he's a solid quarterback who needs the ability to stand upright. If you can't protect your quarterback, how do you expect him to get anything done? So they were even talking about maybe going after Sammy Watkins or possibly even going for a quarterback as well, because they had 2 picks. They had number 2 and number 13. A lot of people were even talking, maybe even Johnny Manziel at 13. But what I liked is that, they took Donald at number 13, the defensive tackle, and they took the offensive guard at pick number 2. But that just shows me that they still have faith in Bradford. They went ahead, got him, the best guard in the draft, got him some protection, so I think that was a good pick. Number 3, this is when the chat went crazy. The chat went nuts. The chat went nuts when Bortles was picked at number 3 overall to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Nobody was expecting it. That right there was, to me, easily the biggest shock in the draft. I thought Manziel would possibly be the first QB taken. If it was Bortles, I didn't see it at number 3. So, again, I'm not too big into college football, so I don't know how good he is. I just go off of, the things I see, I go by what analysts say. I go by, highlight clips. And, of course, highlight clips are nothing but your best work. So, he looked amazing in his highlight clips. But, if there's any real Jaguar fans, or if there's anybody who religiously watches college football, you guys can definitely give me some insight on how good you think these guys are going to be. Because, again, I don't watch any college football, really. I really don't. So let me know what you guys think about that pick. Now, me as a 49ers fan, I thought we had a true opportunity to get Denard, who was a cornerback, who was projected top 10, top 15-ish, and he slid all the way down to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati took him, I think, at like the 24th pick or 23rd, whenever they had him. And I would have been so happy if we got him. That was definitely, a player where, during the draft was happening in the chat, I'm like, we need a cornerback. I don't know who's available, but I do know the 49ers badly need secondary help. We really, really could use a cornerback, and we selected a safety who they were saying we might transition into a nickel corner. And I picked like 30th that we had. Not really going to be too many steals at that spot, but that's who we got. The biggest thing was, where was Johnny Football going to go? Where was Manziel going to go? I really thought he was going to go to Dallas. Majority of everybody in the chat saw Dallas taking him, because we all know how Jerry Jones is. He's a guy who loves box office. He was already saying how if Manziel was available, it would be very difficult not to take him, because you already know Johnny Manziel is going to sell tickets. He's going to sell jerseys. He's going to bring attraction to your organization, and that's what Jerry Jones loves. And unfortunately for Dallas fans, because there was a lot of Dallas fans that actually wanted him, he did not go, which I thought he would have. They ended up picking up a tackle or a guard. They picked up some offensive linemen to help, their offensive line. And I really saw him going to Dallas. Once he got passed up by Minnesota, because I thought Minnesota would be a good fit for him. They had the 8th pick. We all know they need a quarterback, but I think they took a linebacker. I don't remember exactly, but I think they took a linebacker. I thought that would have been a good spot for him, because I was like, how awesome would it be for him to go to Minnesota? It would take a lot of pressure off of him, because you got Adrian Peterson. Obviously, the game plan is going to revolve around the best running back in the league. Possibly could be the best running back ever when his career is done. This guy's a monster. So that would be an easy fit for him to come in, easy transition, come in. The offensive game plan is going to revolve around AP, so it's going to be, less opportunities for him to really make too many mistakes, because you can't make too many mistakes when you're just giving AP the ball. That's what you do when you're on that team. Just give AP the ball. That guy's a monster. I thought that would be a good for him, but they didn't take him. And then Dallas passed up on him. I was just like, where is he going to go? And pick after pick after pick just passed up. And he did not get picked. And then, because a lot of people thought he would have gone to Cleveland at number 8. Right? They had number 8 pick, right? Whatever. I believe it was number 8. Because Cleveland traded back with the Bills. Or maybe it was 9th. I'm not sure No, I think it was 9th because Minnesota had 8, and then Bills had 9, and they traded up and get Sammy Watkins, who I love. I think that was a good pick. Again, I only learn about the players when the draft is coming around. I'll listen, I'll pay attention to all the analysts and what they got to say. I watch, a lot of footage, about the top players and who will go where. So I learned about the players then, and he looks amazing. He looks like he is going to be a stud, and I think that's a very good pick for Buffalo. They picked from 9th, they moved up to 4th, they snag him. Cleveland moves back. At number 9, okay, this is possibly a fit for Manziel, but they go the cornerback route, and they don't pick Johnny Manziel, and then pick after pick, we wonder where you're going to go, and then he ended up going to Cleveland, and at the, I think it was 23rd pick, at their second pick, they traded up again, I believe. If I'm wrong, don't slay me, but this is just all happening from yesterday, and my memory is just that short. But he goes to Cleveland, and I think he'll get his opportunities there. They definitely got some weapons. They got Josh Gordon, who emerged as top 5 wide receiver last year. They have themselves a very good defense. A lot of people sleep on how good the Browns defense is. The Browns have a very good defense. It's their offense that was lackluster. We all know Trent Richardson was an absolute, I consider him a bust. He's unable to really run the ball effectively, and he was supposed to be, the savior and say, like a huge part of the offense, and he turned out to be nothing. So I thought at first pick, I thought number 4 that I thought they were going to go Sammy Watkins, and then they trade, and then they, but they end up getting Johnny Manziel at I want to say 23rd pick. If I'm wrong, excuse me, but I think that's where he went, somewhere around the 20s. And I think, good fit for him. I definitely think Minnesota would have been a lot better. Minnesota does take a quarterback. They end up trading to the number 32 spot. They trade with Seattle. And to end the day, they end up going Teddy Bridgewater, who, again, I only learned about the quarterbacks as, the NFL, when you turn to any NFL network and all they're talking about is the players and the potential. And his draft day combine was said to be one of the worst ever, and they showed some highlights of him, of Teddy Bridgewater, and he was throwing like 4-yard passes in the dirt. A lot of people were shocked about that pick. I watched First Take today, and Ryan Clark was like that they had the worst draft. No. He said Jacksonville, but Skip Bayless said Minnesota had the worst draft. They were considered, the next question, who was considered the loser out of the draft? And Skip Bayless said Minnesota. He thought that the linebacker they took was a huge reach, and then to go on ahead and take Teddy Bridgewater there, wasn't that great of a pick. So, I don't know. I would love to know your guys' input. I'm sure there's people that know a lot about college football that I don't. So a lot of people would really know if Teddy Bridgewater is capable, or the guy that we selected, I don't really know his name. I don't remember, but, I would love to know if there's anybody that's really enthusiastic about college football that knows these guys that would be able to help me understand how good these players are. What team are you? Who did you take? Are you happy with the pick? I would love to know. This is your boy GS Man. We're going to be signing out. Peace. Give it up, baby.